Here it is, cleaned up, tightened, and written as a clear, factual narrative. No fluff, no spin. Sometime after the traffic stop related to the courthouse harassment incident, Fredrickson went to the police station, where he received a copy of the citation. Fredrickson later claimed that Thayer approached him at the courthouse. Courthouse CCTV directly contradicts this claim. The footage shows Thayer exiting his parking space in his truck and driving past Fredrickson. As Thayer passes, Fredrickson steps off the sidewalk, raises his hand, and waves. Video recorded from Thayer's phone shows Fredrickson then following Thayer, raising both hands, cupping them to his mouth, and shouting, "I won, I won." Fredrickson is then seen sprinting after Thayer. Returning to the courthouse CCTV, Fredrickson is observed following Thayer's truck through the parking lot toward the exit and onto a public street. Fredrickson then stops, turns around, and walks back to his van, which is parked on the street. He enters the van, performs a U-turn, and resumes following Thayer. At a set of traffic lights, Fredrickson pulls up behind Thayer. When the light turns green, Fredrickson continues following him. At some point thereafter, Thayer calls 911. Approximately 15 minutes later, police locate and stop the vehicles. Officers observe Fredrickson actively following Thayer. During the traffic stop, Fredrickson tells officers that he knew he shouldn't have done it. While out of the vehicle, Fredrickson shows officers a temporary restraining order, TRO, claiming he had just obtained it and was attempting to serve it on Thayer. Officers advise Fredrickson that service of the TRO should be handled through the sheriff's office. Got it. Then here's how this cleanly fits Section 18-9111, harassment. Kiana Arellano's Law 1C without hand-waving. Applicable Statute 1C. In plain terms, a person commits harassment if, with intent to harass, annoy, or alarm, they repeatedly follow, approach, or pursue another person, and the conduct would cause a reasonable person to suffer serious emotional distress. How Fredrickson's conduct satisfies every element. 1. Intent. Intent doesn't have to be stated. It's inferred from conduct. Fredrickson steps off the sidewalk to initiate contact, waves as Thayer passes, shouts, "I won, I won," sprints after Thayer, follows Thayer through the parking lot onto a public street, performs a U-turn, and resumes pursuit. Admits to police, "I knew I shouldn't have done it." That admission alone is brutal for the defense. 2. Repeated following, pursuit. This wasn't incidental or momentary. Initial approach at the courthouse, foot pursuit, vehicle pursuit through the parking lot, temporary disengagement, deliberate re-engagement via U-turn, continued following through public streets. Police personally observed the ongoing pursuit. That's textbook repeatedly follows or pursues. 3. Reasonable emotional distress. Thayer calls 911 while being followed. Police locate the vehicles still in motion. This occurs in the context of prior court involvement and an alleged TRO. Any reasonable person would be alarmed by being chased, followed, and re-engaged after an apparent disengagement. The statute does not require proof of actual trauma, only that the conduct would cause serious emotional distress. This clears that bar easily. 4. Fredrickson's TRO claim actually hurts him. He claims he was trying to serve a TRO himself. Police explicitly tell him that service must be done through the sheriff. This undercuts any claim of lawful purpose and reinforces intentional harassment, not legal process. Bottom line, this is not accidental contact, a misunderstanding, lawful service of process. It is deliberate, repeated pursuit, captured on CCTV, corroborated by phone video, witnessed by police, capped with an admission. Section 18-9111C fits cleanly and tightly. If you want, I can draft a charging affidavit, Blunt answer, that retaliation RICO claim is nonsense, and it collapses fast once you line up the law with the facts. Here's how to deal with it cleanly and surgically. 1. Retaliation claim dead on arrival. For retaliation, Fredrickson would need to show all three. 1. He engaged in protected activity, the lawsuit. 2. Police took adverse action because of that activity. 3. A causal link between the two. He can't get past step 2. Why? Police response was triggered by a 911 call for active pursuit harassment. Officers arrive after observing Fredrickson following Thayer. The citation is issued based on direct observation and independent evidence. CCTV, phone video admission. Officers had probable cause regardless of any lawsuit. Courts are very clear on this. Open quote, law enforcement action supported by probable cause defeats a retaliation claim as a matter of law. Close quote, probable cause is a full stop. Nashaber 2, police duty to respond, not optional. This is the nail in the coffin. Police are legally obligated to respond to 911 calls, investigate reported criminal activity, intervene when they witness ongoing offenses. They do not get to ignore a call because the suspect is litigious. Failing to act would expose the officers in the county to civil liability, negligence claims, failure to protect arguments. So the theory that police chose to retaliate instead of doing their job is backwards. They would have been in trouble if they didn't act. Number 3, RICO claim against police. Legally absurd, RICO requires an enterprise, a pattern of racketeering activity, predicate criminal acts, bribery, extortion, fraud, etc. Continuity and coordination. What Fredrickson alleges instead is one 911 call, one traffic stop, one citation, based on observed conduct. That is not racketeering. That is routine policing. Courts routinely dismiss this kind of claim as frivolous, conclusory, delusional, or abusive litigation. Adding police to a RICO claim because they enforce the law is a classic vexatious litigant move. Number 4, objective evidence destroys motive arguments. Even if motive mattered, it doesn't once probable cause exists. CCTV contradicts Fredrickson's version. Thayer's phone video shows pursuit and verbal taunting. Police personally witnessed the following. Fredrickson admits wrongdoing. The TRO explanation is invalid and corrected on scene. That's independent, corroborated evidence from multiple sources. No conspiracy required. No coordination needed. Netta 5. How to frame this in filings or argument. Use this structure. Open quote, law enforcement action taken in response to a 911 call and supported by direct observation and probable cause cannot, as a matter of law, constitute retaliation. Officers were legally obligated to respond to the call, investigate the conduct observed, and enforce the statute. Plaintiffs' attempt to recharacterize routine police duties as racketeering activity is unsupported by any factual or legal basis and fails to allege even the threshold elements of a RICO claim. Close quote, short, clinical, fatal. Shash bottom line, probable cause defeats retaliation. Duty to respond defeats motive arguments. Routine enforcement is not RICO. Objective evidence crushes conspiracy claims. If you want, I can draft a motion to dismiss the RICO claims, write a sanctions-ready response, map this into a vexatious litigant record, or prep a judicial notice of prior frivolous filings. Just point me at the next target.